Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? We're in the Peyia filling up station. This is where we pop the benzene into the tank. But look at that for a view. Oh my goodness. Straight down to the blue Mediterranean Sea. On a spectacality of a day indeed. There's no doubt about it. If you're curious to know what the temperature is, it is 31 degrees. If you're curious to know what time it is, 17 minutes past 11. Now, this is going to be quite a long video, I warn you now. We are going to drive from Peyia into Paphos and we're going to head out to Peyia. So if you want to learn the routes, this could be that little video, especially for you. Big shout out to some of the guys that come and watch the little show known as Marika and me now and again. Perhaps if your name is Sir Daniel, a very Calimera to you. And a big shout out to the girl who's always right. That's your girl and our girl, Lady Sherry Wright. When are you going to get back on that big bird and jet into downtown Paphos? Because we are waiting, especially for you. Who else is coming to town? I'll tell you, from downtown in York, the beauty known as Lady Rachel. She's coming very soon indeed. And if she's coming, well, that must mean that the Cheshire Cat grinning man known as Lord of the Jace, he's coming as well. And we're looking forward to that. They'll be booking into the Amarby luxury 5-star beach hotel. And I've no doubt prancing and dancing down into the downtown Paphos harbour, and hopefully joining us one or two evenings at the Pelican restaurant for a drink or two, and hopefully we'll get to chew the fat, shall we say. Anyway, where are we? We're in the rear streets of downtown Skipu, and we're going to take a right. What's this gentleman doing? I think he was having a bit of a gumbaru talk with the gentleman in the car. Quite common in Paphos, people come to a complete stop for absolutely no reason. Well, obviously there is a reason. They want to have a chat with a gumbaru. And what's wrong with that? Very relaxed, very laid back in downtown Paphos. If you're looking for a place to come to chill, perhaps by a pool or perhaps by the blue Mediterranean Sea, Paphos should be at the very top of your list. Now, I mentioned yesterday that it was one of the worst roads in Paphos that we were driving on. Guess what? We're on another one. There's inulations and I don't know what, potholes, whatever you want to call them, absolutely everywhere. I don't think there's an inch of smooth surface on this road. So hopefully the big cat, that's the Jaguar XJL, is slowly but surely smoothing out the inulations. Yes, Lord of the Marcus of the Tesla in downtown Essex. What's your weather like? Are you getting excited? Are you getting ready to go to the good old US of A? Are you taking your girl, Lady Jodie, with you? I bet you are. And hopefully your dad, Sir of the John, is back home safe and feeling much better. And hopefully he's tuning in now and again to the little channel known as Marika and me. But here we go. Inulations, potholes, digging up here, digging up there. Downtown Skipu on the spectacality of a morning indeed. What should we talk about today? Let me think. We're going to talk about the Jaguar. What do you think of the Jaguar? I mean, I think it's a beautiful car. I really do. I had an S-Class before, a Mercedes S-Class, which I was in love with, by the way. It was an old one, but a very nice car indeed, and been very well looked after by its previous two owners. It only had two owners, and this one's only had one previous owner, and there's no doubt that the man looked after it because it's nigh on immaculate inside and out. But of course, it's a Jaguar, so now and again you get one or two little problems. So it was off the road for a while, but luckily for me, I've got a man in downtown South Wales. He's a mountain of a man. He's a giant, and he just happens to be the greatest Land Rover Jaguar mechanic in the world. And he's going to get on a big bird very soon indeed. And luckily, he's going to fill a suitcase with some bits and bobs, little trinkets for the Jaguar. So hopefully we can correct one or two more of its little problems, like the wheel deflation sensors, those kind of things, and gearbox seal and bits and bobs. And you never know, we might want a couple of engine mounts. I think there's 3 of them, isn't there? So I might get him to bring some of them as well, and perhaps some suspension all round. I'm only joking. joking, Lord Lee. Big shout out to Lord of the Lee, and of course his girl, Lady Vicky, and of course those two princesses, Princess Kelly, and of course Princess Layla. What's going on here? They're putting down new lines. They'll be making new parking areas. And of course they tarmac this road about, I mean, time goes, doesn't it? But about 3 months ago now, because this used to be one of the worst roads in Paphos. So slowly but surely, the roads are getting that little bit better, so the big cats can glide along. Anyway, drop in the comments, what do you think of the Jaguar? What's your favourite car? Is it a Mercedes? Is it a BMW? Is it a Jaguar? Is it a Kia? Who knows? Is it a Citroen? Drop it in the comments, and you never know, Mr. Paul might go buy one, especially for you. And another question for you, we're going to set up another YouTube channel very, very soon indeed, and it's going to be doing all sorts of bits and bobs that we don't normally do. Well, I won't let the cat out of the bag yet, but what about another channel perhaps doing car reviews? Would you be interested in watching Mr. Paul drive around in this car and that car, some old ones, some new ones maybe, giving his honest opinion of those vehicles? Drop in the comments. Would that intrigue you? Would you subscribe to that channel, listening to Mr. Paul, the nutcase in the blue hat and the pair of sunglasses, driving around giving you his opinion on, well, cars? There we go. I understand, you know, a lot of people do like cars, don't we? A lot of people don't as well, by the way. But YouTube, well, people do like to watch car channels, don't they? So maybe I might set one of those up in my spare time. So drop in the comments and tell me if that would be of interest to you. Now, Lady Andrea, can I ask you a question? What is going on? Why are these traffic lights on red? You're the girl in charge of the traffic lights. You're supposed to switch them to green, especially for Mr. Paul. Now, the big boy cigar has gone out, so a big shout out to Baron One Cigar. Of course, that's Lord Martin, and of course the greatest accountant in the world. She's also got a smile up to die for, and that is his and our Lady Victoria. And of course, you'll be coming back to Paphos very, very soon indeed. And oh my God, we're going to chew the fat. Anyway, let's get the big boy lit up. Yeah, not too bad at all. There's something about driving around in a Jaguar when you're an old man like me with a cigar in your mouth. I remember many years ago, my grandfather had a Jaguar and he always had a cigar, and well, he was getting on a little bit, should we say. He dibbled and dabbled in cars and bits and bobs, and he had some nice ones over his lifetime, there's no doubt about that. I recall my first memory, I suppose, of a Mercedes S-Class was the one that he had, and well, I fell in love with it at first sight. He also had a Triumph Stag because he was a Triumph dealer, and I've got a soft spot for a Triumph Stag or two. Yeah. Right, back streets of Universal is where we are now. Now, the dilemma is, should we go to the left and try and sit on the smooth roads, or should we go straight through the centre and go over a road from hell? What do you want to do? I'll give you a few seconds to ponder. I think we will go... We'll go left and we'll go down Tomb of the Kings, because obviously if you're coming on a big bird soon, you're probably going to stay in Universal, which is this area now, Tomb of the Kings area, or downtown Kid and Paphos. So let's show you some of the bits and bobs that are going on, and I'll name one or two of the businesses, one or two of the restaurants, cafes, and all those kind of things. But slowly but surely we are going to work our way down to the Tomb of the Kings area, and then we're going to head out towards Cloracus, or Clorica, as us British expats like to call it. Then we'll go to Kisoniga, and then slowly we'll head into Peyia. And of course, when you get to Peyia, if you take a left, you could go onto the Coral Bay Strip, and you never know, if you're very lucky, if your name is Lady Ali, I might go and do a little drive-by with no shooting down the Coral Bay Strip, especially for you. Big shout out to Lady Ali, and of course the Lord of the Neils, and of course the Lord of the Mike, and of course Sir of the Brine, who's coming back to Paphos very soon indeed to celebrate his birthday again. And I've got a feeling that he might be feeling that little bit left out, so there's a promotion definitely coming, especially for Sir of the Brine. I'd like to say a big shout out to some of the guys that we've had the great honour and pleasure to meet over the last few weeks. If your name is Lady Angie, and of course there's a Sir Billy in your life who likes a pint or two, big shout out to you. And of course Baroness Lillian, and of course Baron Frank, who does like a jag or two. A big shout out to you. Hopefully you're back home safe in downtown Glasgow, and hopefully you're getting excited and ready to return to the island of love, although unfortunately next time you go into Iron Apple, but I'm pretty sure that you'll come back to Paphos very soon indeed. Andrea, what is going on? All of these lights seem to be on red. She's woken up. Thanks, Lady Andrea. Let's get on to the inner ring road, take a right and head down towards the Tomb of the Kings area. And there's a big church going to come up on the left hand side, which is called the St. Antonio Church. And of course you can pop in there and take some pictures and walk around, but shh, make sure you're very quiet when you're in there. They don't like, it's like a library, isn't it? They don't like people talking, so shh, like that. Perhaps pop in with a cigar. They don't mind you smoking. You'll often see a priest or the bishop walking around with a big cigar in his mouth. Apparently it's sanctioned by God himself. Probably, who knows. When I get to those pearly gates, is that what they're called? Yeah, I'll be standing there with a cigar and well, I've no doubt they'll never let me in, but never mind, I'll go and see the chap down below. I'm pretty sure he'll allow me to have a cigar or two. Andrea, keep these lights on green, because these are traffic controlled lights. They've got cameras and all those kind of things, and they take pictures of us if we do naughty things like speeding or perhaps go through an amber or a red. I mean, what's going on in the world? That's what I want to know. Anyway, what's that thing up in the sky there? What is that construction? Oh yes, that's the Paphos Skywalk. It's like a raised platform up in the heavens. Well, not quite that high, but anyway, quite a nice place to walk along, perhaps early in the morning in the summer or later in the evening, because it is lit up quite well. And of course you get a slightly different view and a slightly different perspective of the area known as Paphos. And it's free of charge, by the way, although rumours are afoot that they might be popping in turnstiles one of these days and then charging you a couple of euros. So perhaps if you're in Paphos this summer, make sure you get onto the Paphos Skywalk. Paphos Harbour's down there to the left, by the way, 1 kilometre, so not far to walk. Paphos Mall is on the right hand side if you fancy some air-conditioned luxury while you take your girl shopping. But if I was you, I'd lose your wallet, otherwise you're going to be in for a bit of a heart attack. On that note, if you do like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and please don't forget to keep on coming back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness as I take you on my travels in and around Paphos. And of course, if there's somewhere that you would like me to go, drop in the comments, gift us a coffee or two, and you never know, that video may be coming very soon indeed, especially for you. On that note, you can also join us now on the YouTube channel itself, where you hit the subscribe button. There is the join button. For a little bit of chumping change, you can make sure that the channel keeps afloat. You can also go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Google these magic words: Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and me, and of course up will come our landing page. You can choose to read that, a little bit more about us, and of course a comment or two, and perhaps consider to gift us that virtual coffee, or two, or three, or four, or five, perhaps as many as you'd like. And I'd like to say a big shout out to some of the guys that do. If your name is Lord of the Harold and there's a girl in your life called Lady Pat, thank you very much indeed. If your name is Kevin, the Lord of Liverpoolshire, and there's a girl in your life called Lady Kathy, we thank you very much indeed. Of course, if you are the girl in charge of the show, that's our day man in downtown Hartlepool, we thank you very much indeed. And of course, if you're in downtown Shropshire and you are the Lord of Shropshire, that's Lord Andy, and of course his girl, Lady Ness, we thank you very much indeed. So, Tomb of the Kings Avenue, looking pretty quiet because of course the temperature is a little bit hot for most people to be strutting around. So most people are either sitting by the pool or perhaps down on the farthest beach, the Lighthouse Beach, which is behind all these buildings on the left. And they're probably sitting there admiring the view out into the blue Mediterranean Sea. So, Tomb of the Kings Avenue. Let's keep going, and of course we're going to slowly but surely head into Lower Clorica. So you've got Lower Clorica, which is the beach side, and then on the right hand side we will have Upper Clorica, where you get great views, but obviously it's a little bit too far to walk to the beach. And what's on the left hand side there? Oh yes, Tomb of the Kings. That's where you can go and see some columns and some mosaics and all those kind of things. And lots of people enjoy it, by the way. €3 or €4, in you go, and you can spend all day in there. Andrea, what's going on? More red lights. Terrible, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. But we won't run him over, because you never know. He's got a lot of blue on, hasn't he? And his wife as well. They could be subscribed to the little channel known as Marika and me. But I warn you now, when you are driving around, please be very, very cautious. Cautious. That's a new word. There you go. Lord of the Marcus. But be very, very cautious. Remember, there's an awful lot of foreigners around. Some of them are from, should we say, other European countries, where they drive on the wrong side of the road. So, of course, they look the wrong way when they go to crossroads. So please, please be very, very careful. And also be careful, because there's lots of boys and girls in blue. And they're waiting. And they really, really are waiting, especially for you. And you may have noticed that the traffic lights are always on red, because Andrea's on holiday. So you're not actually going to get there any faster. So just drive around slowly and carefully and cautiously, and just, well, enjoy the views, because it's a spectacality of a place indeed. I think Andrea is on holiday, by the way, because every traffic light is on red. What's going on? I tell you, it's like rent a pedestrian, isn't it? But anyway, there we go. The big boy's gone out, because cigars are so much more cleverer than Mr. Paul, and of course you have to keep lighting them. But luckily, I've got a triple barrel gas lighter, and I've got one all ready for the man known as Baron Von Cigar. The new improved version, Lord Martin, is waiting for you when you jet in to downtown Paphos. A lot of building going on in this area, by the way. They're building new resorts, and of course on that side is the blue Mediterranean Sea. So one of these resorts, hopefully next year, could be one that's waiting especially for you. Now we're about to leave Paphos and go into the area. I don't think I can say it very well, but I think they say Mortabulus. And of course that's the Aspire British School on the left hand side. So perhaps if you've got a not so little in your life and you want to get a decent education, well, for a few €1,000 a year, I think it's around about 10,000, something like that, you can get a decent education. Awful lot cheaper than the UK, that's for sure, because I think a decent school in the UK these days is probably 30-ish, 40-ish £1,000, isn't it? Absolute, well, insanity. And well, my father waited a couple of bob, because I came out a complete and utter idiot. But there we go. Hopefully he's looking down on me thinking, you haven't done too bad. Thanks very much, Dad. You are a star. So here we go. We're heading out into the Cloricus area, trying to miss that collapsing piece of road there. They surfaced this road not that long ago, and then it's already starting to collapse. Now, King Elephant Hotel. Eliathan Hotel. Who's coming there soon? Well, let me think. I know there's a girl named Lady Heather, and she's got a man in her life who's called our Sir Steve. No, he's not a sir, he's a lord. Yes, he's a lord. Of course he was. He was promoted for his birthday a while back, and they're going to jet into Paphos in November, and that's where they're going to be staying. And hopefully, because they're a little bit closer to the Cape Paphos Promenade and Harbour area, we'll see them more often, hopefully, because absolute superstars and absolute legends on the channel known as Marika and me. So, downtown Clorica. If you take a right there, by the way, on a Wednesday and a Sunday, there is the Duck Pond Market. If you want to see a video on that, well, search in the YouTube search bar, Marika and me, Duck Pond Market, and up it will come. If you take a left there, you would actually go around some posh houses and then get down to the Cloricas beachfront. Nice little area actually, quite rocky. A lot of fishermen go down there, and of course you can go and twinkle your toes in the blue Mediterranean Sea. Now, talking about the roads and speeding and the boys and girls in blue, we've also got a lot of little camera vans around. When they started off, they bought 4, but apparently now the little fleet is up to 8 of them in and around Paphos, so they can pop up absolutely anywhere. And predominantly, you may have noticed the speed limit is 50 kilometres an hour, but they're quite generous. They allow us to travel around about 60 kilometres an hour, not like in down South Wales, if your name is Lady Whitney, and of course our Sir Jace. No, only making fun of you. Hopefully you are, well, sticking to the speed limit, hopefully, and hopefully you are getting ready to come back to Paphos, because of course October is not far away. But I wonder, when you come back to Paphos, what are you going to do this time, Lord of the Jace? Because last time you proposed to the girl of your dreams, what are you going to do this time? Are you going to take her parasailing again, perhaps? Or perhaps take her out on a canoe and start paddling like crazy? Missing you guys like crazy already, by the way. So don't forget to stay in touch now and again. Andrea, are you going to keep these lights on? I hope so, because these are traffic controlled lights. Again, where there's cameras that take pictures of us if we do naughty things. So let's be very, very careful as we approach these lights. I bet you they'll change just as I go through. Oh, there we are. Lovely. Thank you, Lady Andrea. You are a superstar, and definitely my favourite. As for that naughty little peacock known as the Mart, well, I don't know. I'm going to chuck him in the boot, get him a brush, and he can brush up the workshop. And then if he doesn't do a good job, we might stick the brush somewhere. Yes. Although we might enjoy that. No, shut up now. Shut up. Anyway, downtown Clorica. Let's keep on going, because Cassoniga is not far away. Along the way, I'll name 1 or 2 places. The Barracus Lounge is just down there to the left, great car park, and then it's literally a cafeteria, restaurant, bar that sits on the cusp of the blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea. And it's a bit of a tradition now. Every time the 2 barons from downtown in South Wales, Cardiff to be precise, come into Paphos, we always pop there and have a little tipple or 2 and have a chin wag and come up with some ideas and all those kind of things. So big shout out to you guys, Baron Jeremy, Baron Simon. We're looking forward to your return in November, which is not far away, is it? Not far. Anyway, the big boy has gone out again, so I will allow you to feast your eyes and digest the extremities of Clorica, and slowly but surely we're going to head into downtown Cassoniga and stick to the speed limit, Mr. Paul. 55, there we go, nice speed. It's like driving around in the States, isn't it? Yeah, who's going to the States? Oh yes, the Marcus. Yeah, stick to the speed limits if you're in a higher car. Otherwise, the police over there are not quite so friendly, are they? More often than not, they shoot you. Anyway, let's get it lit up. Very nice indeed. Yep. Plenty of villas along here, by the way, if you're looking for that perfect villa. Perhaps if your name is Lady Gabby and you're coming to Paphos soon to get married, spending a week in a hotel, and then they're looking for that perfect villa. Well, what's this from main town Paphos? 10 minutes. From Coral Bay, 10 minutes. So not a bad location. Downtown Cassoniga. And there's quite a few scattered out in the hillside, and of course 1 or 2 sitting literally on the beach side. Best of both worlds, you see. Or perhaps you might be looking for that perfect villa in Coral Bay. You select 1 or 2, and of course Mr. Paul will go and do a drive-by especially for you. But I promise you, no shooting. Well, maybe at night time, who knows. I'll make sure I pack the balaclava and the can of benzene, just in case. So this is downtown Cassoniga. Plenty of shops around here, by the way. Even if you've got a problem with your computer, there's Paphos computers sitting there. Souvenir shops, supermarkets, there's diving centres. So anything you want, to be honest, if you want that lazy holiday, is just around here. And if you want to go into a hotel, take a left there, go down to the Cassoniga Promenade, and you've got the, I think it's Cynthiana, I think that's how you say it, Cynthiana Hotel. Again, if you want to see that hotel, pop it into the YouTube search bar, Cynthiana Hotel, Marika and me, guess what? It'll pop up, especially for you. And I think we get wet feet in that video as well. Now, big shout out to some of the new guys that have come on to the channel. Some of you got like weird handles, like just initials and all those kind of things. I don't mean weird in a nasty way, anyway. But why not drop your name in the comments, and then perhaps I can do a big shout out to you. And we do thank each and every one of you that's come to join us. Thank you very much indeed. Hopefully you'll tell your friends and your parents and your cat and your dog, and then of course all they can subscribe as well. Sunset Bay Holiday Resort, that's there on the left, believed or alleged to have the greatest view of the sunset in the world. Drop in the comments, where do you think that you can get the greatest sunset from if you come on a holiday in downtown Paphos? So downtown Kosonaga, we're coming to the Kosonaga crossroads. If you take a right, you'd go up to the older part and the newer part of uptown Kosonaga, but we're going to keep on going straight because we are heading towards Peyia, and that is the Bayside kiosk, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Great place to stop, perhaps if you've been out doing a burglary, but if I was you, I wouldn't stop there, because more often than not, the Gumbarus in blue are sitting there waiting, especially for you, because they always want a frappe as well, you see. CU Beach Bar, best beach bar in Paphos, so they say. There it is on the left hand side, and that is Peyia in the distance, and of course jutting out on the left is the Coral Bay Peninsula. Look at that sea, oh my goodness, it looks absolutely spectacular. All that's missing is you, so come on, get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy, because Paphos, Cyprus, Marika and me, oh yeah, we're waiting especially for you. Hopefully you've liked this little drive, non-stop from Yereskipu, Paphos, all the way through Tomb of the Kings, Caracas, Kosonaga, and now slowly but surely we will exit Kosonaga and head into Peyia. So if you do like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, please don't forget to keep on coming back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness as I take you on my travels. And of course, if there is somewhere that you'd like me to go, drop it in the comments, gift us a coffee or two, and I promise you that video will be coming very soon, especially for you. I'm going to leave you to enjoy the rest of the views as I smoke this big boy cigar. Thanks for watching, and I will look forward to your company again very soon indeed. I tell you what, life's pretty good, you know. Nice cigar, nice relaxed, big Jaguar, weather's fantastic, and luckily I've got a couple of bob in my pocket. Thanks for watching.